So I'm here to provide a brief overview of what FIN is. And no, it's not a fishing group, although we are all fishers of men, so you can keep that in mind. So like Pastor Phil mentioned, it's called Faithful Innovations Network, which involves a group of churches coming together, engaging in prayer, skill building, action, and reflection to address the pressing questions that we have about the future of the church. And a group of us from Grace participated in that. What is unique about this process? Well, it involves this novel idea of listening, but which is actually harder than it sounds. So the process involved listening to God, to each other in our congregation, and to our neighbors in the community. So in order to truly listen, our FIN group needed to kind of adjust the questions we were asking about the church. And so instead of focusing on church questions, such as how can we get more people to come to church, or how can we get more people to attend our events, we instead focused on godly questions. So what is a godly question? A godly question may sound like, what might God be up to in our neighborhood? Or what might God be saying to us? So in other words, we shifted our focus to God in order to guide our work. So now, don't get me wrong, those difficult church questions are still very important. But in order to address those concerns, we also needed to kind of pay attention to what God wants, and not just what we want. So through this FIN process, we engaged in several activities to find out what God is up to, and then put that information into practice through experiments. And you might have heard Phil talk about these experiments. So these experiments are simple and low-cost acts, such as having children who came to the warming house draw a picture of what brings them joy, or cheering on our neighbors as they run a 5K right outside our door. So to focus on godly questions in our experiments, we don't measure the success of these events on the number of people attended, but what we learned through the process and the important moments that we shared. So my hope is that you're able to take on the spirit of the FIN process like we have. I will leave you with 4 simple words to kind of remind you of what this process is. Listen, learn, do, reflect. So listen to God, each other, and your neighbors. Learn from every situation and from all people. Do, put your listening and learning to work and try something new. And then reflect, think about what you have learned by doing and contemplate what God is up to. So hopefully this has provided just a brief insight into our FIN process, and we can't wait to hear what God is up to in your life. Thank you.